The world of pleasure boat producers is really fantastic, because although the numbers on the manufacturing market are not huge, there are companies of all types and dimensions, from shipyards which produce large numbers of boats, thousands of boats a year, to the small realities which deal with custom-built projects. This is because the owners, the ship owners, are all very different one from the other. There are those who, in some way, identify themselves with a mass-produced boat, or simply they content themselves because the prices are more contained. But there are also some ship owners with a lot of experience at the second or third boat who begin to understand that they want something made specially for them, and they have special needs, and consequently they entrust themselves to people who can satisfy those needs. One of these is the Jacaroni Yacht International. It's a young design studio which deals with designing completely custom and semi-custom made boats. Today we're on one of these. We're talking about the Jacaroni 64 Ray Saloon. It's a very special boat, but which has the speciality of being built precisely according to the needs of the individual ship owner. This example especially represents a type of window with regards to concepts and fundamental themes developed by the Jacaroni studio, because it's a boat which encapsulates a whole series of specific concepts. Fundamentally, it's an oceanic cruiser, totally devoted to safety and comfort. The Studio Jacaroni project, on the hull of the American Rob Ladd, offers the concepts and the lines of the large oceanic cruisers in a modern version. The boat's characterized by sections which favor sea holding and the softness on the passing of waves, without penalizing the performance. For maximum security, the long keel is an integral part of the boat, with ballast encapsulated internally, and the wheel is equipped with deep skeg. But the element that no doubt characterizes the aesthetic the most is the panoramic deckhouse, which, without making the lines too heavy, guarantees an all-round visibility of the sea. To build ocean-going cruisers in composite, Jacaroni collaborates with the Taiwanese shipyard Taiyang Yacht Building. The materials, and especially the thicknesses used in the lamination, underline the vocation for safety. The living work is in full fiberglass with deep structure of resin ribs directly in the boat, while, to contain the high weights, walls and deck are in a sandwich of glass and Airex. What's more, the quality with which the excellent internal teak is worked is noticeable, as well as the care taken with all the installations, often equipped with elements borrowed from the working boats. As for the constructive details, well, two elements should be highlighted. One of these is the quality of the woods, together with the craftsmanship of their working. Look at these elements in solid wood, all very carefully worked. All a beautiful teak, left in its natural colour with regard to the vertical parts, and instead with some bite with regards to the part in parquet, which is therefore a little bit darker. All the drawers are also beautiful. Look at this, for example. This is one for the nautical charts, all made in wood. Then this edging of the flooring, which becomes non-slip on the steps. They are just slightly raised. The deck has a recent structure with large cockpit towards stern and steering gear at the extreme stern, but the whole structure highlights the ocean-going vocation, or rather all the elements are well covered and perfectly usable even in demanding applications. Obviously, it's the large panoramic deckhouse which dominates, but which is pleasantly set in the context without too voluminous a result. You can understand the structure of the boat immediately on looking at the bow. It's a marvel. There's this robust headroom with two separate fronts for the two anchors. The anchors are in fact on the CQR, but have been redesigned by the Jacaroni studio to satisfy their specific needs. Two very powerful anchor raisers from Maxwell, the gunwale in very strong wood, with integrated fair leads, and the sail lower opens. It's a very deep sail lowerer, which can really hold the equipment for a trip around the world, from where you can also reach the watertight hatchway, which completely isolates the whole bow area. From here, the deck house begins, and it's perfectly integrated into the deck, very well bolted. Here, too, you can note the companions, which are for ocean going. They have wooden edging, which raises them right up to the deck. Obviously, they can also be fitted. They're in steel. The bolts make it not quite ideal for a sun deck, but however, there is enough space. Then there's the base of the mast. The rail of the self-veerer, very large, is helped in its work by the curvature of the deck house and all the maneuvers, which, from the mast, are inserted here below, disappearing completely, then to reappear in front of the 4 maneuver winches. Then, obviously, the large panoramic deck house. As you can see, it really has a very large window. Walking on deck is easy and gives a wonderful sensation of safety. Fundamentally, it depends on 2 factors. One is that the deck house, in spite of the fact that it's really large and wide, is cut vertically at this point and consequently forms a real parapet, together with the triple stay handrail, decidedly higher than average. The lifeline on the deck house is at the correct height, so it's nice and easy to walk along. The cockpit is really splendid. It's large and divided into 2 well-defined areas. In front, the entrance companion hatch, totally dedicated to the guests. More in the stern, with the 2 steering gear dedicated to maneuvers. As you can see, there's a main traveller. It's in this advanced position and consequently leaves the cockpit completely free. Here, a spray hood can be mounted. The cockpit dedicated to the guests starts here, with seating for up to 10 to 12 people. It's really very spacious. Another characteristic element of the cockpit is this large table, perhaps a little bit too cumbersome, but don't forget this is a custom built, so some ship owners might want it smaller and lighter. However, it seems imposing, but really leaves plenty of space and also serves as something to lean on when the boat starts listing. It's large. Look at the work, a spectacular teak. There's some large storage areas which can also be used for refrigerators, lifelines. This console, which can hold the large navigation screen. On the lower part, the engine panel. And then the shutters, which, together with the seating, can seat up to 10 or even 12 people. This comfortable central walkway gives access to the maneuvers area. The floor is a little lowered to allow greater protection. Here there are 2 steering gears which are divided into situations. This is the one dedicated to engine navigation, so there are the throttles and the control of the bow propeller, while